So, from what we've seen of Dami Reversi, Emu needs to stab someone in order for it to work, either with a blade or one of their tendrils, right? Now, in the past, we talked about how maybe in a version of Dami Reversi, there needs to be a contract made with the homeland of the person, because we've seen it affect Dory and Buggy, and we've seen it affect Zebek. It's spoilers for Elbaf, but we have seen it affect Zebek, and both of these possessions have happened on the homelands of the individuals. We don't know if that is a requirement, but that might be a requirement, or it might boost the power of Dami Reversi. Not sure. However, as we've talked about, I believe in another video of the 4 Yonko, I don't think Luffy will ever be affected by Dami Reversi just because the Drums of Liberation might be too powerful and or the antithesis to Emu's abilities, so it won't work on Luffy most likely. It most likely won't work on beings like Brook, because Brook is a higher frequency being than Emu presumably is, thanks to the revive fruit. So it won't work on Brook. It won't work on Blackbeard, because Blackbeard is the antithesis to all Devil Fruit powers, and this is a Devil Fruit ability. I don't care what anyone says, Emu has a Devil Fruit. Okay, we're not changing up how powers work in One Piece at the final hour of the series. We're not doing it. So Blackbeard probably is immune to Dami Reversi just because he can touch the tendril and negate all of Emu's abilities right then and there. Also, Blackbeard's a bit of a freak, so that might have something to do with it too. Don't know, but either way, Blackbeard's not going to be affected. Now, here's the point of the video. Buggy possibly is completely immune, because how are you going to stab Buggy in order to use Dami Reversi? Buggy's immune to being stabbed. Buggy's immune to being cut. How are you going to draw blood from Buggy in that way? You can't. That's why it's so funny that of the Yonko, Emu doesn't know anything about Buggy, yet Buggy could be the biggest threat to Emu. I find that so funny, because Emu knows about Luffy, they know about Teach, they know about Shanks, obviously, because of the whole Elbaf flashback that we got. But they don't know about Buggy, and I think that's the funniest thing in the world. Because as of what we see at this moment, they don't have anything that would affect Buggy. And I think that's just hilarious. The chop fruits might end up being one of the strongest Paramecia fruits in the series, and I'm not even joking. It might be. It might turn out to be just that. But that is what brings me to another point. I wonder, is Shanks going to be an antagonist based on Emu using Dami Reversi on Shanks? Because Shanks is the only one of the 4 Yonkos right now who has no defense against Dami Reversi right now. So that's an interesting thought. But yeah, Buggy is completely immune, and I find that hilarious. With that being said, if you're enjoying the video so far, hit the like button. And if you want to see more from me, hit the subscribe button, followed by that bell so you never miss a video. In addition, if you could, please hit the hype button because it does help somehow. With that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Polypede Woods.